You are welcome back to ID Mathematics Academy, and you are welcome back from break. Let's continue from where we stopped. Now we come to converting decimal fractions to common fraction. Example 1. Change the following to common fractions. Question A is 0.08. This is decimal fraction. How do we convert this decimal fraction to common fraction? Look at what I want to do. Under this decimal point, put figure 1. Under every other digit here, put figure 0. Under this 0, put 0. Under this 8, put 0. So this is like we are writing 8 over 100. So what is the common factor to 8 and 100 by which we can reduce this to the lowest term? I go for 4. 4 goes in 8 2 times. 4 goes in 100 25 times. I hope you understand how. 4 in 10, that's 2. It remains 2. Use that 2 with 0, making 20. 4 in 20 is the 5. So the answer is 2 over 25. Question B, 0.25. How do we write this in common fraction? As a common fraction, put 1 under the decimal point. 0 under 2, 0 under 5. This is just like we are writing 25 over 100. So what is the common factor to 25 and 100? The highest one I will go for here is the 25 itself. 25 in 25 goes 1 time. 25 in 100, 4. So we reduce 25 over 100 to 1 over 4, which is its lowest form. And finally, the C part, which is 2.05. This is 100. It's just like we write 205 over 100. Just like we write, we don't put decimal point again when we write it like this. So the decimal point in between these 2 and 0 is no longer there. So what are the common factor that will go in 205 and also 100? We can see 5 goes in 205. 5 in 20, that is 4. In 5, that is 1. All over 5 in 100, that is 20. What else goes in the 2? Nothing. So we write this as a mixed number as, how many times do we have 20 in 41? 2 times. It remains 1. That 1 over 20. So we write it as 2 whole number 1 over 20. And that is the end of that. Let's consider example 2 under this subheading. Change the following to common fractions. Question A, 0.8. That will be 8 over 10. You know the method I taught you in the first example. Put 1 here, then 0 here. So which forms 8 over 10. Reducing this to its lowest form, 2 goes in 8 4 times, in 10 5 times. So it is 4 over 5. 0.8 is the same thing as 4 over 5 in common fraction. Question B, 0.006 is the same as, you put 1 here, 0, 0, 0 here. So it's the same as 6 over 1,000, which to the lowest form means 2 goes in 6 3 times. 2 goes in this 10. See the method I want to use here. 2 in 10, that is 5. Put the remaining 2 zeros here in front. So answer is 3 over 500. And lastly, question C, which is 5.25. That will be 525 all over 100, as in 100. So this decimal point will no longer be there when it is expressed in this way. So we reduce this to its lowest form. 5 in 5, that's 1. In 5 and 2, that's 0. Because it's not possible. Now take the two digits together now. 5 in 25, that is 5. The same 5 we use up there, let's use it down here. 5 in 10, that is 2. Put this 0. 5 can still go. Looking at it very well. 5 in 10, that's 2. And this 5 is 1. 5 in 20, that is 4. And finally, we write this a mixed fraction. So how many times do we have 4 in 21? That is 5. It remains 1 over 4. So 5.25 in decimal is the same thing as 5 whole number 1 over 4 as a mixed fraction, or 21 over 4 as an improper fraction. Now we come to another subheading yet under the fraction, which is changing common fraction to decimal fraction. Example 1. Express the following as decimal fractions. Question A. We are to express 9 over 5. 9 over 5 is a common fraction. We are to express it as decimal. How? How many times do we have 5 in 9? We write 1. At this juncture, you don't need to form division table at this level. You don't need division table. You should be able to do it directly without using division table. Enough is enough of division table in your primary school. In primary, you were taught with the division table. But now you should be able to do it freely with your free hand, and you do it coordinatingly. Now, how many times do we have 5 in 9? 1 time. Immediately put decimal point. So what remains? 4. That 4 that remains, put 0 at its back. When you put 0 at the back of that 4, it forms 40. You now ask yourself, how many times do we have 5 in 40? That is 8 times, and that is the answer, 1.8. Question B. That is 2 over 5 to be expressed as decimal. Do we understand? So, you have, how many times do we have 5 in 2? It's not possible. Because it's not possible, write 0 and put decimal points. Because 5 cannot go in 2. So, we say, it's not possible. Write 0 to show the impossibility and put decimal point immediately. So, after that, put the imaginary 0 at the back of the 2, which will make it form 20. So, how many times do we have 5 in that 20? That is 4. And that ends it. Now, lastly, question C. 3 over 4 as a fraction. How do we convert it to decimal? So, we do the same. We write, how many times do we have 4 in 3? 0. Because it's not possible, put decimal point immediately after that 0. Now put imaginary 0 at the back of the 3, forming an imaginary 30. So how many times do we have 4 in 30? That is 7. It remains 2, because 4 times 7 is 28. When you subtract 28 from the 30, it gives you 2, so it remains 2. That 2 remaining, put an imaginary 0 at the back of it as well. So that 2 will turn to 20 imaginarily. So divide that imaginary 20 by 4. 20 divided by 4 gives 5. 5. And that ends it. Let's consider example 2. Express the following as decimal fractions. Question A, 1 over 5. In decimal will be 5 and 1, that's 0. You put your point immediately. That 0 is a language of impossibility there, that is not possible. Now, put imaginary 0 at the back of this 1, making it to become 10. So 5 and 10 gives 2. So, and that's the answer. 1 over 5 as a common fraction is the same thing as 0.2 as decimal fraction. Question B, that is 3 over 10. That will be 10 and 3 is not possible. You put 0 and point. Now put imaginary 0 at the back of 3, making it to become 30 imaginarily. Divide 30 by 10, that is 3, and that ends it. Question C now, 7 over 20. That will be, how many 20 do we have in 7? It is 0, because it is not possible. Put point. So, put imaginary 0 at the back of 7 for that reason. So when you put it at the back of the 7, it becomes like 70. How many 20 do we have in 70? That is 3. Because 3 times 20 is 60. So, it remains 10. Put 0, another 0 at the back of that 10, making it to become 100. How many 20 do we have in 100? That is 5. And that ends it. That's the end of it.